Shalom Israel, and welcome to another edition of Yasharah's 20-minute breakdown, where I'll attempt to break down the scriptures within 20 minutes. But first and foremost, as always, we give all praises to Yahweh, Bar Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Waha, Rakah, Kadash, and the Akims and the elders in the highways and byways pushing this word in truth and sincerity, all praises. And the elder women teaching the younger women, all praises to you too. And the camps and the solo brothers going out there, making videos, edifying the body, pushing the truth according to scripture. All praises. Now, what I'm going to quickly do, I'm going to quickly get straight in on this topic. Easter. As we know, this is a so-called Easter weekend coming up. Friday, the 15th of April, 2022 is supposed to be Good Friday, which is the day the Christians say that our Lord Yahushua, which is one that they call Jesus, was crucified. And then Sunday, the 17th of April 2022 is known as Easter Sunday. And the Christians, they call it Resurrection Sunday, saying that he rose on the Sunday morning. Now, my question is to you. Now, the scriptures clearly tell you, because I'm going to read it when the lesson starts, but scriptures clearly tell you that the Most High, the Messiah, the one you call Christ, the Messiah, will be in the earth for 3 days and 3 nights. Now, I want to know, how do you get 3 days and 3 nights from Friday to Sunday morning? How do you get 3 days and 3 nights? Because you got to remember, according to the Christian church, because there's even I've been seeing them, they've been walking around with this banner saying April the 17th, and it says it is finished, meaning that that was the word of the Messiah when before he gave up the ghost, he said it is finished, and then he bowed his head and gave up the ghost. You can read that account in the book of John. Yeah, where he bowed his head and gave up the ghost. Now, according to the Christian church, Friday. Now, if he was crucified on Friday, remember, if he's just gone on the cross, he wouldn't have been dead yet. Yeah. Now, when he does die, the person has taken his body off the cross and he's been buried in the tomb. So that would have been now Friday evening. Yeah, so now from Friday evening into Friday night, that would have been 1 night in the earth. Yeah, let's work it out Christian terms. So from Friday night would have been one night in the earth. Now Saturday morning would have been 1 day in the earth. Saturday night would have been 2 nights in the earth, and then Sunday morning. Now, if you're risen, how is that 3 days and 3 nights in the earth? See, and this is the problem that I find with Christianity and Christians. A pastor can tell you anything and you'll believe it. Yeah, it doesn't add up. 3 days and 3 nights in the earth don't add up from Friday night to Sunday morning. You can't get 3 days and 3 nights and 3 days, or 3 days and 3 nights being in the earth before you rise. You can't get that. But this is the thing. As soon as it comes to the Bible, there are some clever people in the Christian church. Doctors, nurses, lawyers, whatever, in that establishment. But as soon as it comes to the Bible, they turn foolish, because now your pastor can tell you anything and you never ask him, can you show me out of the Bible? Because that's where we're supposed to be learning from. That's where you're supposed to get all your learning and your understanding and your teaching from. But no, the pastor and the priest can tell you anything and you run with it, not giving it a second thought. But as soon as we say something, you're quick to say, oh, show me. And then when we show you, oh, that's out of context. All of a sudden now we're taking it out of context. But the pastor doesn't have to show you nothing. He can tell you, yes, Good Friday, Good Friday, Resurrection Sunday, and you buy it and you don't care. You don't care whether it's biblical or not. Some of you know it's a pagan holiday and a pagan ritual, but you do it anyway because you don't care. You don't care for the truth. Yeah? That's the problem with Christianity. Now, I don't know what to say, but you've got to get out of that establishment. You have to, because all it's doing is leading you to your death. It teaches you no truths, no laws, no statutes, no commandments. Don't teach you anything. All it gives you the nice, sweet gospel. And the Bible is not a fairy tale book. That's what you got to realize. It's a true life book. It's the written records of the Israelites, the hardship they went through, the good, the bad, all the slaveries they went through for disobedience. And when they were being obedient, where they were delivered out of slavery. And all these things happen right up to the point of the Messiah coming, all these things. It's not a fairy tale. Yeah? So we've got to stop looking at these stories and yeah, that's a good story. This was true to life. And the Bible tells you what's to become of you if you, as an Israelite, if you don't keep the law, statutes, commandments with the faith of the Messiah, one you call Christ. It tells you what's going to become of you if you don't keep them. And it tells you what become of you if you do. You see? Now, telling you, it's weird because even though people bring out the truth about this Easter and other rituals and commandments of men, nobody cares. Nobody wants to hear it because you're happy doing what you're doing, and some of you come up with excuses. Oh, but I do it for the children. Yeah, but remember the Messiah said, he that loves mother, father, husband, wife, brother, sister, or children more than him is not worthy of him. So you need to take heed. Yeah? We have to cut it out. Yeah, we have to cut it out. Now, Easter. Now, the only place you'll find the word Easter is in the book of Acts, chapter 12 and verse 4. There's nowhere else you'll find the word Easter. And it's a mistranslation because even remember, the Bible tells you at the mouth of two witnesses or more, every word shall be established. And we have two scholars in two separate books admitting the translation error. Yeah, that it shouldn't have said Easter, it should have said Passover. Because there's no such holiday. You will find in the Bible that that the Most High God is ordaining Easter or any kind of practice with oversized eggs, bunny rabbits, Easter egg hunt, these kind of rituals. You won't find it in the Bible. You can search till thy kingdom come. You will not find that in the Bible. But what you will find in the Bible is what I'm about to read. I'm going to read Acts chapter 12 verse 4 and then we're going to revisit it and we're going to see if we can get much in before my time runs up. Yeah? Now, so I'm going to start with the book of Acts chapter 12 verse 4. I've got my timer and you know what? Let's go straight in there because if you want to continue celebrating Easter after this lesson, then it's on you. What you can't say is, I did not know in that day. That's what you can't say that. These are why these lessons are important for me to do. Yeah? With that said, I've got my timer. In the 3, I've got to run through this quick as I can. So you have to forgive me, yeah? 3, 2, 1, because I've got a lot of information to bring out. Let's go. Boom, we're away. Let's go straight there. The book of Acts, chapter 12 and verse 4, and it reads, and when he had apprehended him, he put him in prison and delivered him to 4 quaternions of soldiers to keep him intending after Easter to bring him forth to the people. Now, that's the only place you'll find the word Easter in the Bible. Now, let me jump up a couple of verses because this is when King Herod, stretched forth his hand and he had James, the brother of John, killed. I'm going to just take it up one verse just to show you something before the verse 4 where it says Easter. Watch this, yeah? Acts chapter 12. I'm just going to jump to verse 3. And this is after James was, the brother of John, was killed with the sword. Watch this, yeah? Acts chapter 12, verse 3. And because he saw it pleased the Jews, this was Herod, because he saw it pleased the Jews, he proceeded further to take Peter also. Then were the days of unleavened bread. Now, make a note of that. Then were the days of unleavened bread. Now watch verse 4. Verse 4 of Acts chapter 12. And when he had apprehended him, this is where I started, he put him in prison and delivered him to 4 quaternions of soldiers to keep him intending after Easter to bring him forth to the people. Now, notice how the verse above said about those were the days of the unleavened bread. Now, what holiday or what feast normally goes with unleavened bread? Now, let's see. Watch this. Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 4. And it reads, These are the feasts of Yahweh, which is the Lord Yahweh, even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in their season. So now in Leviticus 23, it lists all the feast days that are holy unto Yahweh, our power, the Lord God, that he ordained as holy feast days. You won't find Easter amongst any one of them. But watch this. Verse 5 of Leviticus chapter 23. In the 14th day of the first month at even, which is sundown, is the Lord's Passover, which is Yahweh's Passover. So that's what it should be. Easter doesn't exist. It's the Lord's Passover. Listen to this. And on the 15th day of the same month, which is just the next day after, is the feast of unleavened bread unto Yahweh. 7 days you must eat unleavened bread. Now, the eating of unleavened bread signifies, because unleavened bread is when you take yeast out of the bread so it doesn't rise. So that's just signifying you cleansing your body of all sin. That's what it signifies, yeah? By eating the 7 days of unleavened bread. It's the time when you're supposed to think on your ways and try to live according to the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments. And your faith and prayer, fasting and faith should build, more around that time. But obviously, it's the Feast of Unleavened Bread at that point. So you wouldn't be fasting. But you get my point anyway. So, showing you that what is known as Easter should be called the Passover. Now, this is the book of The Two Babylons by Alexander Hislop. Remember, the Bible tells you, at the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, every word shall be established. Now, in here, this is what it says, about Easter. This is in The Two Babylons by Alexander Hislop, page 61. It says this. Everyone knows that the name Easter used in our translation of Acts chapter 12 verse 4 refers not to any Christian festival, but to the Jewish Passover. See, they're admitting, it should have been the Passover, not Easter. Listen to this. This is one of the few places in our version where the translators show an undue bias. So you see that? Just to get you to celebrate Easter, they had to slot it in somewhere. But really, it's the Passover. And now watch this. This is the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. Now, let's see what it says about Passover in here. Now, on page 140, this is what it says. Out of the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary, it reads, Easter, in brackets, Passover, rendered Easter in Acts chapter 12 and verse 4, but correctly translated Passover. So you see, they're even admitting that it's incorrectly translated. It should be Passover, because Easter, what do you do at Easter? You do Easter egg hunts. You have hot cross buns. You have bunny rabbits and, and a giant oversized egg. What's that got to do with the Messiah being crucified and risen on the third day. What's that got to do with that? Yeah? Now, watch this, yeah? We're going to jump to the book of Matthew, chapter 12 and verse 40. Listen to this. For as Jonas was 3 days and 3 nights in the whale's belly, so shall the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth. See, showing you that he's supposed to be in the earth. After giving up the ghost, he's supposed to be in the earth 3 days, full 3 days and full 3 nights. Yeah, and then resurrect. Yeah, but according to the Christian church, you have Good Friday, which they claim he was crucified and he rose on Sunday, which they call Resurrection Sunday. That doesn't work out to 3 days and 3 nights. According to the Bible, it doesn't. Now, what would work out 3 days and 3 nights and rising, on the Sabbath, not the first day of the week, would be, let's say, if we use today's terminology, let's say the days of the week. If we took, like back then, the 4th day, yeah, if he was crucified on the 4th day, would have been, let's say today's terminology, would have been a Wednesday. So let's work that out. Let's say, look at this, 3 nights and 3 days. Let's watch this. 3 nights here, 3 days here. Let's work it out. So if he was crucified Wednesday, yeah, and then he was buried in the earth Wednesday. So Wednesday night he would have been in the earth. That's down 1. Right? Thursday morning he would still be in the earth. Thursday night still be in the earth. Friday morning still be in the earth. Friday night, yeah, Saturday morning still be in the earth. And then raising, like Saturday evening, and then when they go to see him, like to the sepulchre Sunday early morning, he's already gone, he's already risen. That now works out right. Now watch this, yeah? Now, as we say that, I'm going to quickly show you that now. Let's quickly jump to the book of Matthew, chapter 28 and verse 1. Watch this. Matthew chapter 28 verse 1, and it reads, in the end of the Sabbath, see that? As it begun to dawn towards the first day of the week. Now the first day of the week will be known as Sunday. Yeah? Yeah? Or day 1 in like back in them days. Yeah? But listen to this, yeah? As it begun to dawn towards the first day of the week, came Mary Magdalene and the other Mary to see the sepulchre. Now, the dawn period, let's just get the understanding of the dawn period, just to make sure we're not going off. Watch this. Let's jump to the book of Judges, chapter 19 and verse 26. Listen to this. Judges, chapter 19, verse 26, and it reads, then came the woman in the dawning of the day and fell down at the door of the man's house, where her Lord was, till it was light. Showing you that the dawning period is the first glimmer, when sun is just about to rise. So see that scriptures tell you that she came at the dawning of the day and she stayed there till it was light, till the sun rose fully, till it was light. Now watch this, I'll show you another verse just to prove all things. Job chapter 7 verse 4. Listen to this. Job chapter 7 verse 4, and it reads, when I lie down, I say, when shall I arise? And the night be gone. Hear that? The night be gone. And listen to this. And I am full of tossing to and fro unto the dawning of the day. So you see that the night had been spent. So he's tossing and froing until the dawning of the day, until the sun is starting to rise. That's the dawning of the day. Now, when we go back to Matthew chapter 28 and verse 1, read it with the understanding. In the end of the Sabbath, so when Sabbath is finished, as it began to dawn towards the first day of the week, came Mary Magdalene and the other Mary to see the sepulchre. So they came to see where Yahushua was buried. Now, let me just quickly jump down. Listen to this. I'm going to just jump down to verse 5. Matthew chapter 28, verse 5, and it reads, and the angel asked, this is when they've gone sepulchre where the Messiah was buried. And listen to this. And the angel answered and said unto the women, fear not ye, for I know that ye seek Yahushua, which was crucified. Listen to this, verse 6 of Matthew chapter 28. He is not here, for he is risen, as he said. Come see the place where the Lord lay. So you see, he was risen. So if they've come at the dawning of the first day of the week, when it started to get light, yeah, and he's already gone, that would only mean he rose on the Sabbath, sundown, somewhere around there. Just giving you, and that would make sense, because that now works out full 3 days and 3 nights, because the last time he would have been in the earth would have been the Sabbath morning, and then before Sabbath night, he's risen. Now that works out from let's say from Wednesday to the Saturday, should we say Saturday sundown, which is Saturday even. He's up, so he's not stayed in the earth the Saturday sundown. He's risen before the night has fell. Yeah, so he's risen at the end. Remember, it's the scripture, in the end of the Sabbath, as it began to dawn towards the first day of the week, came Mary Magdalene and the other Marys to see the sepulchre. But remember, when they come, he's already gone. So he's already risen. You see? And that now kind of makes sense. Yeah? Now watch this, yeah? Gonna jump to, watch this now. We're gonna go to the account of actually when he was crucified. Now watch this, yeah? This is John chapter, we're gonna go to the book of John chapter 19 and verse 14. Listen to this. John chapter 19 and verse 14, and it reads, and it was the preparation of the Passover. You may see that, the preparation of the Passover, and about the 6th hour, and he saith unto the Jews, behold your king. Now this is Pontius Pilate saying to the Jews, behold your king. Listen to this, verse 15. But they cried out, away with him, crucify him. Pilate saith unto them, shall I crucify your king? The chief priests answered, we have no king but Caesar. Verse 16. Then delivered he him therefore unto them to be crucified, and they took Yahushua and led him away. Verse 17. And he, bearing his cross, went forth into a place called the place of a skull, which is called in the Hebrew Golgotha. Verse 18. Where they crucified him, and 2 other with him on either side, and Yahushua in the midst. So you see, Yahushua in the midst, and you got 2 either, one either side. Now, watch this, yeah? Going to jump down to verse 20 of John chapter 19. Listen to this. John chapter 19, verse 20, and it reads, this title then read many of the Jews, for the place where Yahushua was crucified was nigh to the city, and it was written in Hebrew and Greek and Latin. Now, it's only written in them 3 languages. That's for another lesson. The Hebrew, Greek, and Latin. I could explain that, but I don't want to run out of time. Watch this. I'm going to jump down to verse 28. Here's a point coming up. John chapter 19, verse 28, and it reads, after this, Yahushua, knowing that all things were now accomplished, that the scriptures might be fulfilled, said, I thirst. Verse 29, now there was set a vessel full of vinegar, and they filled a sponge with vinegar, and put it upon hyssop, and put it to his mouth. Verse 30, when Yahushua therefore had received the vinegar, he said, it is finished, and he bowed his head and gave up the ghost. Now, what is finished? Now, we can quickly answer that. Watch this. John chapter 17 and verse 4, and it reads, John chapter 17 verse 4, red letters, Yahushua's very words, and it reads, I have glorified thee on earth. I have finished the work which thou gavest me to do. Talking to the Father, the Most High. showing you that he's done the work. That's what he's finished. He's finished all that he came to do. Now he bowed his head and gave up the ghost. And then obviously on the third day, he would have been, risen, back up from the dead. Yeah? So, watch this. And then I'm going to show you this. Watch this. Matthew, could quickly jump to the book of Matthew, chapter 12 and verse 8. Listen to this. Matthew chapter 12, verse 8. And it reads, "For the Son of Man is Lord, even of the Sabbath day." Now, how much clearer can you get from that? I have no idea how much more clearer can that be. Now, Easter. Now, what's with this egg and this hot cross bun? Now, these were the scriptures just showing you. I just want to show you that part. Actually, just before I go into that bit about the hot cross bun and the eggs and the oversized eggs, watch this. I just want to quickly show you this. Ezra chapter 6 and verse 19. So this is something even us today, we should be still keeping the Passover. Watch this, yeah? Ezra chapter 6 verse 19, and it reads, "And the children of the captivity kept the Passover upon the 14th day of the first month." Showing you that we should still be keeping the Passover, because even when they were in captivity in Ezra's time, they still kept the Passover. It was ordained for us to do forever, yeah? Do this in remembrance of me till I come, paraphrasing quickly. Now, the hot cross buns. What's with the hot cross buns? Listen to this. This is I've done some research. I'm just going to quickly read this article that a biblical scholar did on like the should we say the traditions of Easter and all this thing. Listen to this. Hot cross buns are traditionally eaten over the Easter religious Christian holiday to symbolize the crucifixion of the Messiah on Good Friday on the cross. Now, they did that. They made the buns. There's a cross on the bun to symbolize the cross Christ died on. Yeah, and also that bun is supposed to, according to them, signify, like when you see the spices they put in the bun, is the spices and all that they embalmed him with. And you find sometimes there's orange peel in the bun, and that's supposed to signify the bitterness of what he suffered. But watch this, yeah? Is that biblical? Let's quickly go to the book of Jeremiah, because this is who you're really putting up worship to. Jeremiah chapter 7, listen to this quickly. Jeremiah chapter 7 and verse 18. Listen to this. Jeremiah chapter 7 verse 18, and it reads, "The children gather wood, and the fathers kindle the fire, and the women knead their dough, to make cakes to the Queen of Heaven, and to pour out drink offerings unto other gods, that they may provoke me to anger." So the Most High is pissed, basically. Sorry about that, but he's upset of what you're doing. The Queen of Heaven. Who's the Queen of Heaven? Now, it's the goddess Astarte, otherwise known as Ishtar. They changed the name to Easter. Now, myth, this comes all the way back from the Babylonian captivity. Myth had it that she fell, there was an oversized egg that fell from Jupiter into the Euphrates River, and it hatched. Boom, you got the Queen of Heaven, which is what you worship today. Yeah? Now listen to this, yeah? Quickly. The Babylonians considered the egg a sacred symbol that represented Astarte, fertility, and a new life. The Babylonians believed in a fable about a huge egg fell from heaven, Jupiter, into the Euphrates River, which hatched the Queen Semiramis, which is aka Astarte, aka Ishtar. Yeah? That's where you get your Easter from, yeah? And watch this, yeah? Astarte, as she emerged from the giant egg that landed in the Euphrates River at sunrise on Sunday after the vernal equinox. Now, you see, that's where you get your Easter from, and your big oversized eggs and all this other kind of things that you do. It's not biblical. We must stay away from it. Unfortunately, I'm about to time out, but I just want to give you the quick breakdown on Easter. It's something we should not be dabbling in. Well, if I've got any other verses, I'll put them on the screen. I've timed out. This is Yasharallah. We out.